Yo, 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 my Star Citizens and new gamers. Welcome back to another episode of Star Citizen with me, Menninx. And in today's episode, I'm going to be going through how I play Star Citizen, as in what do I use to move around and do stuff. So, backstory for me is I come from PC PC gaming back early in the days, in the end of the 90s to early 2000s, and then I moved over to console gaming, and that's where I stayed for many years in the console gaming area. So I'm used to using gamepads when I play. I've only recently just come back over to PC so I can play this game, but I bought myself a Xbox Elite 2 controller so I can play this. And so basically I'm just going to go through and show you my controls. So you'll see down at the bottom my inputs being used. You should be able to see my inputs now on the screen when I move. So let me just cancel this. So yeah, you'll see my inputs on the screen as I move and do things. So you'll see what I'm pressing and when I'm pressing them. And so basically 90% of the time I use the controller. There is the odd keys. At times I'll use the mouse, like now. So when I've gone into my Morbiglass, I will use my mouse because it's just so much easier than trying to move around with this with the sticks. So it's just harder to move around with the sticks. So I use my mouse for that, for going through my Morbiglass stuff. So much easier, especially like on here when you going into stuff. So this is all done with the mouse. I do all this lot with the mouse. I can access my Morbiglass like through the gamepad, so I can, them two buttons there you just saw will take my Morbiglass up, and then the same buttons to come off. And then if I press this button here, the little menu button, that brings up this wheel here. So you'll see I'm moving around. I've got my controller inverted. I've always had my controls inverted for a long time. So yeah, so let's just go in and play. So I'm going to try and do an LRT and just show you what I have to do with the controllers. So coming up to the door, I can just press the top button Y, just press it twice, and then that opens the doors there. The only time opening the doors doesn't work is like now with the lift. So all in the elevator here. If you see me pressing this button here on the Elite 2 controller, that is actually assigned to like a little lever underneath the pad, so it's just easier. So I'm not actually pressing in the stick, it's just easier pressing that button which is under the pad I've assigned to. So like here now I've had to use the mouse. It's so much easier, especially with the mouse wheel and that, than using the pad. So yeah, so when I'm pressing this in, I'm running. I'm not actually pressing the stick in. I'm actually using a modified key underneath on the Elite 2 controller. There we are. So let's start heading towards the train station. So my jump, again, the jump button is set underneath my pad. So the button that's being pressed there is basically what's been assigned to underneath the pad. So yeah, so if you see me jumping and stuff, it's just easier because I've got the little stick under the pad that I'm pressing. But that's the button there, what's being pressed. My duck is my B button. Not sure what X does, I don't think anything. And A obviously is the jump which I've assigned for underneath the pad as well. This one's going to place. I think this one's going to the base port. Let's have a look. Look here. That's going to commons. That's going to space ports. This is where I want to go space. Oh, do I? Yeah, actually. No, I'll go to spaceport.
The capsule will be...
I have my emoji set to the I have my emoji set to my D-pad. I'm just gonna switch that off. Why is this not coming?
Capsule now approaching station. Stand.
So you'll see 90% of the time I'm actually using my pad. Like if I want to sit down and do that, and then that's my action key.
Careful.
So I can keep hold of the triangle or Y at the top, and then if I press my right bumper, that's the action key to do whatever with that. Again, if I keep hold of the Y button and then let go, I then have this that I can move around, which I can also move around with the mouse. But it's on the screen all the time for me. I don't have to keep hold of F to do it. And then to get rid of it, I can just press the Y button or triangle again. So I'm doing the movements obviously with the sticks and that. I haven't got the Tobii Eye Tracker 5 on. I've just ordered it and that should come in the next couple of days, and I'll do a video about that once I get it. Oh, yeah, you won't see my head moving around too much. It's all done with a stick.
The station.
So if I go to my options here, so what I've had to do is in my controls, I've set the gamepad here is where you can set it, and then you can set your inversion settings and your speeds and your dead zones and just the sensitivities and that there. But you can also then set your key bindings here. If you go to gamepad, and you'll see there a lot of your key bindings. Holding this one in here is your modifier, the M1, and then your interaction mode there. You keep hold the Y, and anything that needs interaction mode you'll see there. So yeah, and then all your different modes are down here. But then you can also go into here and change them in here. A lot of stuff won't be set in here, so you'll have to go and set them yourself, like targeting and stuff like that. So just find what you're comfortable with it all. Like things like I had to set my helmet. If I find it there, my toggle equipped helmet as my left shoulder, which is the function button, and the down D-pad, just so that I can take my helmet on and off. But some of these won't be set, so you'll have to go through and look at some of these, set them yourself. Let's go back to the game, and you'll see here if I press my modifier and Y, that's my of the view mode, and then if I press my modifier and down, it takes my helmet off, and then the same will put my helmet back on. So pressing Y again, only mouse can be used on the lifts. I always stand away from the lifts because when they come in they end up killing you. Fancy dying to lift again. Thank you very much. And we are in the space station. The good thing with the pad is you don't have to roll up your mouse wheel for the speed. You can go as slow as you want with a stick or as fast as you want by pushing it further. And then if you want to sprint, you press up the stick in, or like I said earlier with the Elite 2, I've got it set to the lever underneath. So again here, as you see, I can't use this, so again I have to use the mouse click to do it. So there is times, like I say, where I have to use the mouse, and the same like with the inventory. So if I want to go to the inventory, I remember what my inventory is. What is it? These two here. So that's my modifier and pushing in the thumbstick, which is obviously the lever underneath. Again, I don't like using my mouse to do anything, my pad to do anything. I prefer to use the mouse. So if I'm moving stuff from one area to another like this, it's just easier using my mouse to do it, whatever I want to do. So that's again another time when I'll use my mouse. But my keyboard, I very, very rarely touch the keyboard. It's all done with the pad. So I'm going to pick up a mission, an LRT or something, and grab a ship. So let me just do that. So if I bring up my Moby glass, and then I'll use my mouse here, and then I'm going to have a look at what they've got in the mercenaries or bounty hunting. Probably mercenary. All times, defend occupants, remove bounty hunter.
Tired of travel? Why not rest at the Nest's newly renovated accommodations, located downtown in the luxurious Aspire Grand.
So I'm looking for.
Be sure to explore all New Babbage has to offer.
I'll take this. Pay £500 UEC to get it, and then I'll track it. So I've got the job. So let's go and get a ship. I'll also pick up while I'm here.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
I'll use my Nomad because I quite like the Nomad.
Remember, your belongings belong to you. Keep a
The way I've
careful
got my
watch of all
Nomad set,
personal
I like it.
items.
I'll grab that.
Vehicle selected. Stand by.
Again, I had to use my mouse on that.
Your vehicle has been
Ready to
delivered.
upgrade.
Hangar 4, but what I've not done
Located in the
is I need
plaza,
to
the factory
go
line
to my
has all of
screen.
Microtech's latest
Um,
offerings.
I need to go here again, and I need to, in the mercenary, I need to pick up. If you're doing any like bounties or anything like that, always pick up the call to arms. You'll get extra
Keep a careful
points,
watch of
credits,
all
and
personal items.
whatever. Let's go over to Hangar 4. Again, using my mouse. And so basically when I buy something, again, I'll use my triangle or Y button on the can. I can use the mouse, but I can use the right bumper for this as well. And then if I want to drink, turn my helmet off and then drink by holding the trigger.
Located downtown in the luxurious Aspire Grand.
There we are. Right. And then to let go of the can, just double tap the Y on that. Put my helmet back on. Don't do this.
From the best in shopping.
Now I should see my get my ship out and see
Be
my
sure
ship.
to visit New Babbage's.
Your vehicle
Oh,
has
Hangar
been
4.
delivered to the
Remember, your belongings belong.
Hangar 4.
Keep a careful watch of all personal items.
By using the pad, 90% of the time I don't have to mess around too much. Why does it look like my paint's not been applied? Maybe it has. Maybe I'm just not seeing. A bit damaged, I can tell you that. It on? It's on. At the moment, I'll get started later. Right, so here we are in the ship. And again, I can use just use my triangle or Y button to double tap and get on things. So like on the seat there, I can either double tap it or I can tap it, keep hold, and then press the activate button at the top right bumper. Right, so here we have, so again, here I use my keyboard, but I do have set using my modifier and left to turn my engines on and off, because most of the time I only turn my engines off once I leave the power on for the shields and that. Also, if I keep hold of my modifier and keep hold of B, that's how I get out my cockpit. There we are. Let's do this. So I'm going to press R to ready up my ship.
Welcome. Your journey begins now.
And then again, the same as the first person. If I keep hold of my modifier and Y, that gets me outside my ship. If I keep hold of Y and get the arrow up, and then my modifier, I can then move around my ship with the control. So I've got to ask for permission to leave. So that will be my my right thumbstick that I'll push in. I set that up myself, so it's something you'll have to set up to a button you want. So yeah, if I press that, and then we'll get the thing.
You are clear to launch.
And then I'm gonna press my modifier and up on my right stick to basically take off a bit. And then come out of my cockpit and just push forward to go out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out of this view. I'm going to go around, and you'll see if I press down on the D-pad, that does my landing gear.
Please visit again.
Oh, where we go. So now on the this section here, how I work this section and this section, I'll show you now. So pushing forward, if I want to take up my cap, then I press my modifier and my right trigger, keeping hold of the right trigger to do that. If I want to bring it down, I use my modifier and my left trigger, keeping hold of it. If I want to do my cruise control, I press my modifier and my left stick in, or the button underneath that I've got set, and that does my cruise control. So let's take that up, and then if I want to do my boost, I use my left thumbstick press in again. To bring in my quantum, I use my modifier and X to bring up, press it once to bring up my quantum. When I want a quantum to a place, then I've got to keep hold of both of them. So I'm just going to get out the atmosphere. If I want to look at these things here, I can look at these and press the Y, and I can zoom in a little bit with the mouse, and then if I press my D-pad, I can flip between them, all the screens on the D-pad, as you see, and then Y just to come off that. Right, so now that's what's it called. I'm going to take my cruise control off. I'm going to find where I need to go. And if I press my modifier and my left bumper, that does my missiles, so I can see my missiles. To do more than one missile, I use my modifier and up on the D-pad to do more missiles. To ping is just the right bumper. So let's do this, and then to come out of that, back on is the modifier and X. If I want to change my lock targeting and stuff down at the bottom here, it's here. So I've got the using the pucks to auto aim, and I press B on the gamepad, just and that cycles through. If I want to use the decoys, then I keep hold of X. Once we get out of the armistice zone, I can show you that. Let's get out of this armistice zone, and then I'll show you that.
Quantum travel engaged.
So I'm going to come out of that now that I'm out of the armistice zone, and I can show you this then. So to use the decoy, I keep hold of B. Sorry, the noise. I'll keep hold of X, not B. Sorry, and that does my noises. And then the decoy is A. Just pressing A does my decoys. So if I want to do a few decoys, keep hold of it, and that'll do for like the mines, missiles coming chasing you and that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back into my map. I'm going to cancel the location I had that I've got, and I'm going to try and get to that Caesar's last location. It's probably better to do it on my map because there's so much there. Yeah. Oh, it was a bit fast. So I'm using my mouse here to come into this, and there's his last location there. Right, a little bit. Hit the route, and that's that. Let's do this. So now that we're spooled up, I'm going to keep hold of my modifier and keep hold of X.
Quantum travel engaged.
And that's it then. When we're in quantum, we can just look around and do what we want to do. And press the modifier and Y and look around the ship. Yeah, my paint's on that, you can see. So, as you see, I've 90% of the time I'm using the gamepad. But you've got to set up the buttons you feel comfortable with where they are. So guys, while I was on my way over to the target, somebody else killed him. So I couldn't show you that. So I'm going to pick up another one here. Mercenary. Bounty Hunter. So we're going to go this one. No, that's Bounty Hunter. So I want one that says LRT or VRT. We'll go for this one. Give me 1,000 to get it, and then we'll track that. So let's do this. So his last known position is over here. Do it. So before I go to him, I'm going to show you some of the controls I was doing. So my left and right look is that, my up and down look is that on the right stick, and then strafing left and right is the left stick. Same with going forward and backwards. And then if I press my modifier key, you still get the looking left and right, but then you get the going up and going down, raising and descending. And then if I use my modifier and my left stick, I get the roll. So let's go and do this. Spool up.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
So I'll take that off, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to press B to change to auto mode, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on my Strike Force 2s when I first see him. And then as I start getting close, I'm going to bring down, and just navigate around this rock. And I'm going to bring down my my thing, maximum that I'm allowed. And if I want to brake, I'll press my boost and pull back, and that'll boost me. That'll brake me basically in the direction I'm going. And that one looks like that from outside. Use my ping, and there's the guy. We've got to neutralize there. One there as well. Block him. I double pressing on up arrow and 3 missiles after him.
Missile lost. Target has been destroyed.
So we got that. Use some of these.
Shield hit.
Right, let's get these guns on. Bomber.
Shit.
And we connect. These up. I've lost his wing there. So he's now gonna be a bit more. So where this moves, I'll show you the setting for that, where my head keeps up with them. I'll show you the setting for that once I finish this fight. But there's a setting in your settings where you can do it, so it does that. So what you need to do is go to your game settings, and then we're going to go down to the bottom here. And what you're going to look for here is this pilot driver turret automatic enable target padlock. And we're going to set that to yes. And what that does is whenever you target somebody, your head will follow them until it can't turn no more, basically. So we turn that on. Woo! Get these guns up.
Shield hit.
He's about to go. Woo! Keep an eye on my shield, keep an eye on his shield down at the bottom. Keep his shield off so he doesn't regen that. He'll be dead now.
Shit.
Hit him. Woo! Nice try, mate. Nice try. Ooh, see that then? One come past me then. He's spinning out him. He's pretty much damaged. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press F5. I'm going to move over my shields to my... So F5 and F7 just to move my shields. And then went flying into a rock then. Right, let's finish off this guy who's floating around. He's got full shields, but he's floating around. Take this guy now. We'll deal with the other guy later. He's basically floating around doing now.
Shield hit.
Let's get out of here. Keep an eye on my shield as well.
Damn it.
And keep him in that. Let him get his shield up.
Target
Keep
has
going.
been destroyed.
And let's deal with this other one now. Right, yeah. Double tap on my up button. Where's he gone? Is he running? I think he's ran. He's gone. And there we are. So that's doing a bounty with that. I've got a bit of damage there. It's all good. See how he's blown off one side of my engines and that. There on the left hand side. But there we go. Yeah, so that's using the controller. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to go back to my map and I'm going to head back over to my route. I can't get over there. So I'm going to go to where I can get to. There we are. And then I'll base out there and then I'll... So yeah, it shows there that I'm, you know, using 90% of the time the pad rather than mouse and keyboard. So I'm going to head off back to Erston. I'm going to fix myself up and then back over to Microtech where I can continue with my game from there. So we hope you liked this video. If you did like this video, don't forget to take that pointer and tickle that like button for us. It really does help us out. And don't forget to hit that subscribe and bell notification for more videos as they drop. I'm going to do a Toby eye tracker video in the next couple of days or so. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah, we hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see you out in the verse.